Good morning and welcome to the Board of Selectmen meeting for Tuesday, June 18th. Mr. Clerk, if you'll go through this morning's agenda, rather.
What day is it?
We're still here tonight. Then
Yeah,
we have
we're
a
still here
problem.
from last
We never
week.
left.
I believe the only thing we'll be discussing today, Mr. Chairman, is the screening committee for the town administrator position, and then it's just a quick discussion on the insurance coverage, which we discussed last night.
All right, thank you. If you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yep. Seeing that no one else is here in the room.
No open forum?
No open forum this morning.
Ways at work.
But I just want to say with the town administrator search committee, we had several solid candidates come forward to be on the search committee. We are going to have a committee of 7, and I think, we've discussed in the past, I think it's going to be maybe 2 days of interviews, working with Community Paradigm Associates. And I think we were looking for a good cross-section of people to come forward, and we certainly had that. We weren't looking for any one particular candidate or background. We were just looking for different parts of the community to really come forward and, have some input on who our next town administrator is. You guys like to add anything to that, or?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think having it well balanced and having different sort of factions of the community represented so that we have some input on, town government and, schools and businesses and, people that have lived here a long time, people that haven't lived here a long time. I think that would be a good way to sort of assemble it.
And as we do our picks, again, we may, because we haven't talked to each other, we may get duplicates, and then we'll have to cover that as we go along. And one of the things that we had 13 candidates requesting appointment to this board, and again, it's always a tough decision because, you guys said it's a cross section of the entire town, and hopefully that will stay that way when we do our final 7 picks. But for those that do not get appointed to this board, we hope that they will keep on looking at our town website. We will be posting all the vacancies we have on the different committees and boards over the next couple of weeks, and please, come on back with something you feel you can, do good for the town and do good for yourself by getting involved, and apply for some of those jobs.
Thank you. All right, and how do you guys want to do this?
Well, I have, I know we talked about 2, 2, and 3. I don't know if we're necessarily going to stick to that, but I do have a couple that I think I want to recommend, and I don't think they're necessarily ones that you two would recommend, so it might be good going with.
Right.
I think one of our applicants was Lexi Waugh. Lexi's on Historic Commission. She was here the night we had Community Paradigms come in and talk about the process, and I think she'd be good in town a long time, and I think that's good too, to get a different perspective on that. So I would recommend Lexi, and then also Heather Wood. Heather is president of the EBCAM, the Business Association, and I think it's important that we recognize the role that the business community plays in town and give them some input on the committee.
Yeah, I think
So those are 2 I would like to see
Right.
wind up as the final.
Okay, I think, I know Lexi seems to, be looking to get involved, and I think Mrs. Wood would be great, to represent the business community.
Yep.
I think she's the president of the Business Association this year, so.
And again, this is where we, we're going back to what we all said in the beginning, that we're looking for this cross section.
Right.
We're already starting off that way.
Are you good with those 2? Dave?
I am, yes.
All right.
Again, very, very tough, looking at the applicants, but my first pick is Lucia Longhurst. Lucia is the town clerk in the town of Norton, obviously lives in East Bridgewater. I've only met her once. My son lives in Norton. His children go through the school system down there. I think she brings up a perspective that we need, someone that's currently involved in town government, but not associated with the town of East Bridgewater on a working basis. So I think that knowledge is, you know, it's probably no one else on this board, you know, on the people that sent the applications and have that type of a background, I think should be a tremendous pick. My second one is Laura Sebastian. Laura is I believe the heir apparent to the chair of the Finance Committee. And she's gone through, I think, 2 budget processes, totally different town processes from last year and this year. And I think based on that knowledge alone, should be a valued candidate for that position.
Good, I agree.
Yep,
Carol?
yep, I'm good with that. I know Lucia and Laura both. I think they'll both be a good part of it.
And, as for me, I would say, you know, Steve Brown.
Oh, good.
I think he's, you know, in his current position as reporter for a local radio station. You know, he's someone that follows, you know, local government. He's had a lot of good suggestions to me over the years. And he actually was on the committee, I guess, you know, 16 years ago.
Way back
so
when.
Way back when. So I think he brings
He's
a
one
lot.
of them old timers.
Yes, yeah.
Be very careful.
Well, and Lucia is too. She graduated from East Bridgewater High School in 1969. So,
Correct.
I just outed her age. Sorry, Lucia. But,
She started.
but she's a lifelong
She
resident
started
of the
school
town,
very early.
which is good.
And,
Very advanced.
then I would say Dave Walsh. He was on the Finance Committee years ago, Board of Selectmen. You know, he came to the presentation with Community Paradigm, had some good suggestions and ideas. So, you know, I think he would be a strong candidate on that committee.
And that was a very tough one when we were going through the list, because we actually had 3
We do
former
have, we do
selectmen
have 3 former
on
selectmen.
that. And again, I think we would have been doing a total injustice if we had more than one of them on the committee. But,
Yeah.
you know, Teresa and McNulty and Peter Hamilton would have been also great assets to this board and this committee. But again, I think it's wise just to, you know, to have one.
Yeah. And then Andrew Rankin.
Oh,
You know, I think he's been, you know, again, a little bit more involved over the years in town, you know, government. Just, you know, I know he's busy with his family, so I don't think, you know, he gets too involved, you know, too much of a commitment with the Finance Committee due to scheduling issues. But, you know, I think he's someone that's really followed things over the years, and, you know, I think, you know, kind of represents the, you know, next generation in town almost,
Yeah.
if you would.
And again, a representative from, you know, someone that has, you know, children in the school system. So
Yes.
it's
In
just an
school.
inclusion there, and he was very good. He had some very excellent questions at town meeting.
Mhm.
So again, I think that's a real good pick.
Yeah. All right, so I think
Good.
we have our 7, and we'll take a motion to appoint these 7 to the committee.
Can you just read the names all together? I think
Yeah.
I have them here.
We have Lexi Waugh, Lauren Sebastian, Heather Wood, Steve Brown, Dave Walsh, Andrew Rankin, and Lucia, what's her,
Lucia Longhurst.
Longhurst.
Great, thank you. Make sure I have them right.
Great.
I'll make a motion to appoint the 7 people that Mr. Dowling just noted to the Town Administrator Screening Committee.
Great.
Second.
All right, any further discussion?
No?
Thank you, everybody
Thank
that
you.
applied. We really appreciate the help.
And again, please look at the website, and if there's something you feel that you can contribute to the town and contribute to yourself by getting involved, please let us know.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Oh,
Oh, sorry,
on our,
one more.
yeah, again, we had, you know, 3 insurance companies bring in and just present, you know, why we should be looking at them to be our insurance carrier for beginning July 1st, and we will be taking a look at that over the next week or so and looking at the bids independently, and we will have someone review those that probably has a little bit more knowledge than the three of us combined. And make sure that everything is apples, oranges, and all that stuff that goes around, and give us a presentation on what we feel we should continue for our insurance.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll be having that meeting next week.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll be calling it
Be a
in.
satellite
Be
from
a
Maine.
Satellite from Maine. So, and also I'll give Bernie at Community Paradigm a call this morning, let him know the committee's been appointed.
Great.
And Rebecca, if you just email them the names of their,
Yep.
or let Bernie know their contact information. So we'll move
And
ahead
that
with that.
closes next week, right?
I believe, yes.
The applications, the
Yeah.
24th?
Yeah, so I'll send, all of those appointed a letter,
Mhm.
Yes.
And then-
I'll call them, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll send a letter to those that weren't appointed.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Anything else?
No, motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.